Welcome to the Howdy Booming Show. Here it is on Friday, the end of the week. Hopefully everything has gone well for you. Hope you have a great weekend planned ahead. Last weekend in August before, I guess, football starts in earnest. And, of course, on Friday we have our award named after the Democratic liar designate from the Congress, Adam Schiff. It's called the Schiffhead of the Week. Someone who lies, withholds information, does things that are basically against the United States, thinks about it, really doesn't care, all for his own purpose because he hates Republicans or Donald Trump or whatever. We saw that Trump was indicted. He went for his mugshot. And I just, whether you like him or don't like him, I've just never seen an individual go through so much crap from the beginning of his announcement to run for president, when Hillary Clinton's campaign funded the false narrative of Russian collusion. All that from day one. They've been going after him for all the days he's been in public service, running for office, in office. They've just tried to get rid of him, which makes you think, exactly what did he find out when he was in the government? It would be interesting. If you can't get Donald Trump to head up the Attorney General's office and clean up the weaponized FBI, CIA, intelligence system, maybe now you can get Rudy Giuliani, who was actually an attorney, a damn good attorney, was a great mayor during the 9/11 crisis in New York City. He's been indicted. So it tells you what this country's becoming, like a banana republic under the Democratic leadership. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame, and I'm sure our leaders are looking at us and laughing, shaking their head. China's happy, Russia's happy. So now we get to the Schiffhead of the week. And it could be a number of people. Could be Vladimir Putin, who shot down his arch rival, Prigozhin, from this renegade army that he had that was against him, had a mutiny. And you know, if you go against Putin, sooner or later he's going to get you. You know, he's got a memory, and everything was fine for about a month, 2 months, and next thing you know, he shoots this guy down in an airplane when it was private jet. So I mean that's the only thing that the Democrats haven't tried yet is the assassination of Donald Trump, and who knows, that might be in the cards. That some idiot there might be thinking of that, but I don't think it's Putin. It could be this guy who was avoiding the police and hid in his chest freezer downstairs in the cellar, and froze to death. So, he's not exactly the smartest pencil, or was the smartest pencil in the drawer. But I think the Schiffhead of the week in the political spectrum now has got to go to Barack Obama, because a lot of questions are arising now. First of all, he was president of the United States, and his vice president was Joe Biden. He himself told friends, don't underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to fuck things up. He was not very enamored with him, didn't think he was the smartest guy in the drawer, but he was his vice president. He knew through his advisors that something was going on in the Ukraine. What exactly he knew, I have no idea, but he knew something was going on there. I believe he knew that Hunter Biden was on the board of Burisma, their oil company. He knew the Ukraine was corrupt. He knew we were sending billions of dollars over there. He himself praised the prosecutor who was trying to clean up Burisma and the Ukraine cesspool there. And all of a sudden, the prosecutor is fired, and $1 billion of U.S. aid makes its way to the Ukraine. The prosecutor was fired on the behest of Joe Biden because he did not want Burisma investigated, because Burisma was paying Hunter Biden and therefore paying Joe Biden millions of dollars in corruption and influence peddling. Pay for play, the Biden brand, the name. Now, Barack Obama had to know this, had to know something was going on. His advisors warned him against that. So he knew something was going on. And yet nothing happened. And now, here he is living in Washington, D.C. Now think about this. I'm going back to the first guy I ever voted for, Hubert Humphrey. He didn't make it. But Richard Nixon, when he was done with the presidency, he left. Lyndon Johnson's left. Jimmy Carter left. Ronald Reagan left. George H.W. Bush left. Bill Clinton left. Gerald Ford left. Nobody lives in Washington, D.C. when they're done, except Barack Obama. He has an ego bigger than Donald Trump's. And we know, judging from how Joe Biden acts right now, he's clueless. He is not running our government. Who is? Barack Obama. He is living in Washington. Meetings take place daily. He's got his boys in the cabinet, his boys in the administration advising Joe what to do. And he came out now and said he will do everything he can to get Joe Biden reelected. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Well, it's a disaster, and he's got a finger in it because his advisors are pulling the plug on Joe. But maybe, just maybe, he doesn't want this Hunter Biden thing to come to head. And he figures the Department of Justice can stonewall this for another 4 years and everybody will forget about it. That maybe Barack Obama was involved in this. So based on that, based on the unanswered questions, based on nobody having the balls to interview him and ask him, get him on record, did he know what was going on there? Any clue what was going on there? Did anybody tell him the possibility of what is going on there? Based on that, on the unanswered questions, and Barack's ability to avoid anything because, well, he's black, and we realize there are no dishonest black people in the country. Based on that, Barack Obama is our Schiffhead of the week. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you watch the Howdy Boomy podcast on a daily basis when we got it there going on the YouTube channel, the Howdy Boomy channel. It's short, it's brief. Hopefully it's entertaining, maybe funny, and you'll be scratching your head and other body parts listening to it. My name's Ken. Welcome to the Howdy Boomy Show. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.